Welcome back to Spelling and Word Study. My name is Mrs. Rhoades, and I'm here to get you started on Unit 24, the AU-AW pattern. Please take a second to gather your materials. You will need your orange book, open to page 149. You will also need some colorful pens, markers, or crayons. Remember, whatever I mark on my board, you should mark on your page. You'll notice that I already went ahead and used orange vertical lines to break all of our two-syllable words into chunks. Autumn, daughter. If you'd like to go ahead and add that to your key, you may do that now. All right, so we have spent many weeks talking about vowels. We started with our 5 short vowel sounds, moved on to our 5 long vowel sounds and all the different techniques we can use to make those vowels say their name. And then for the last couple weeks, we talked about diphthongs. Remember, diphthongs are sounds like ow or oi. They're actually 2 sounds, right? Because we start with one sound and then blend into another. Well, today I'm going to introduce you to another advanced vowel sound, and that is the ah sound. We're going to spend 2 weeks on this because there are so many different ways to make that ah sound. You'll notice this week all of our words contain an A. They use AU, AW, AUGH, and some other combinations to make that ah sound. Next week, we're going to work on that same sound using the letter O. I know it's confusing, just take your time. So, let's start by reading our list, and as we do, listen for that ah sound. Autumn, caught, cause, daughter, false, gauze, launch, laundry, naughty, pause, sauce, swallow, tot, waffle, and water. Did you hear that ah sound? Great. So let's start by choosing a color. And the first pattern that I want you to notice is the AU. When you put A and U next to each other, they're going to make an ah sound. So we hear that in autumn. We see it again in cause, again in gauze, launch, laundry. Oh, I'm going to skip that one for now. We'll come back to that because you'll notice it's followed by GH, so that has its own rule. So autumn, cause, gauze, launch, laundry, pause, sauce, and that's it. So in all of these words, anything with a pink box around it, we have AU, just those 2 letters working together to make the ah sound. I want you to notice where AU is found. It can show up at the beginning of a word. It can show up in the middle of a word, never at the end. All right, let's choose a second color, and let's go back to the words I skipped, starting with caught. This time I want you to draw a box around AUGH. Those 4 letters work together to make one sound. K-A-T. We see that again in the word daughter. D-A-T-R. T-er. And then we see it again in the word naughty. N-A-T-E. Okay? Notice the position of the AUGH. We see it in the middle of a word. We can see it at the end of a syllable, but never ever at the end of a word. There's only one word in our language I can think of that ends with AUGH, and that is the word laugh. So if you see a word that ends with AUGH, it's going to be laugh. And the AUGH is going to make two sounds, af. But this week, all of the words that we're practicing have AUGH making one sound. Caught, daughter, naughty, and one more that I forgot, taught. So over here, green box equals AUGH, and all of those letters together are making the ah sound. This is our exception. That is pronounced laugh. Okay, so let's choose another color, and this time we're going to look for AL. AL says all in words like false and swallow, okay? You've seen this before in words like salt and bald. You've also seen that AL pattern in words where the L is silent, in words like walk or talk or palm, okay? So this is just another crazy thing about our language. Sometimes when A and L are together, we hear the L. Most of the time we do in words like false and swallow and salt and bald. But there are other times where that L is silent. Makes the ah sound, but we don't hear the L. So over here, purple box equals AL, but they're going to work together to make the ah and the oo sound, all, okay? We see this, by the way, this AL pattern shows up a lot at the beginning of words. Always, almond, already, okay? So when you see AL at the beginning of a word, it's usually going to say all. Okay, and then one more pattern I want to talk about with you, and that is the WA. This is so weird, right? In our language, if a word starts with WA, it might make the WA sound. We see that in words like wad, like a wad of paper. We see that in words like want or wash, okay? We see that in words like wand or watt, like a 10 watt or 100 watt bulb. Well, today we're going to see it in the word waffle and water. And I know we already talked about the AL here, but there's the WA in swallow, okay? So whenever you see a word that starts with WA or SWA, by the way, in words like swat, like you swat flies, or swab, like a Q-tip, that is going to make the ah sound as well. So wherever I drew a blue box, we have WA making the wah sound. I guess I can pronounce it like that, W-A-W, but it's wah, water, wash, walk, all of that. Okay, let me erase some of these extra words so we can get back to our list, okay? So 4 different patterns we're working on. All of them are going to make the ah sound. What I want to do now is talk about our vocabulary. So our first word is autumn. That is a noun, right? We know that autumn is a season and it is the same thing as fall. Notice we do not capitalize our seasons. We capitalize our days of the week, like Monday, Tuesday. We capitalize our months, January, February, but we do not capitalize our seasons. Caught is a verb. It's the past tense of catch, right? Now I catch the ball. Yesterday I caught the ball. Catched is not a word, okay? So caught means the same thing as catch. Cause can be a noun, right? Like we're trying to find, our basement is flooded and we're trying to find the cause of the flooding, right? Maybe there's a crack in the foundation. Maybe something is, there's a leaky pipe. We're looking for the cause. But we can also use that word as a verb, right? A leaky pipe will cause flooding. A crack in the foundation will cause flooding. So we can use that as a noun or a verb. Daughter, that's a noun, right? When a woman has a baby, if it's a girl, that girl is her daughter. False is a describing word. That's an adjective. If something is false, it's not true. Okay? Cats have 3 legs. That's false, right? Cats have 4 legs. Gauze is a noun. Gauze is a type of bandage. If you get a tooth pulled and there's a lot of bleeding, the doctor will have you chew on gauze and that will absorb the blood. If people have a bad cut, you might put some gauze on the cut and apply pressure, right? So gauze is just white. It's sterile, which means it doesn't have germs, and it's a bandage, right? But it doesn't stick. So if you want to attach gauze to your cut, you're going to have to wrap it with some sort of tape. To launch can be a verb, right? So we launch ships, so we launch rockets, we launch missiles. So if you launch something, you shoot it, like you shoot it in the air. So that's a verb, but it can also be a noun, right? So many people gathered at Cape Canaveral to watch the launch, right? They all came to see the rocket ship go into the air, or the space shuttle go in the air. Laundry is a noun, okay? That's a chore, right? Somebody's got to do the laundry. They have to gather all the dirty clothes, put them in the washing machine, and clean them. That is laundry. Naughty is a describing word. That's an adjective. If somebody's naughty, they're not well behaved. Pause can be, I'm going to switch it to a different color so you can see it. Pause can be a noun, right? Like you hit pause. If you are watching a movie and you want to run into the other room to get a drink, you can hit pause, right? And that will pause the movie. So if you pause something, you stop it, but just for a little while, okay? We only pause things that we want to go back to. So if I'm listening to music, but then somebody comes in the kitchen and they want to talk to me, I'll pause the music, talk to them, and then turn it back on. Sauce is a noun. You can have tomato sauce, you can have cream sauce. It's just something that you pour over your food. Swallow is a verb. When you eat, you have to swallow. You push the food down into your throat. It can be a noun also if you're talking about a bird. There's a small bird called a barn swallow, so that would be a noun. Taught is a verb. Remember I said that caught is the past tense of catch? Well, taught is the past tense of teach. Now I'm teaching you a lesson. Last week I taught you a lesson. Waffle is a noun. It's a very popular breakfast food. People pour syrup and butter on it. And then water is a noun. It's something we drink. It can also be used as a verb though. If you water the plants or you water your lawn, you are giving them water. Okay, so that's our vocab, lots of great words. One more thing I want to talk about with you though. When you get to page 153, you have a new prefix to learn. The prefix is pre. Now, let's look at the word prefix. We know that prefixes are added to the beginning of a word, right? They show up before the rest of the word. We fix it or attach it before to the beginning of a word. So pre means before. Think about it. When do you go to preschool? Before regular school. When do you preheat the oven? Before you start cooking. When do you preview a movie? Before you sit down to view it, right? So pre means before. So when you get to this page, you are going to add pre to all these words to make new words. Preheat, preschool, prepay, preteen, predict. Notice, by the way, these are not all words. Some of them are Latin roots, like dict, change it to predict. Scribe, change it to prescribe. Once you come up with the words here, you're going to fill them in the blanks down here. Okay? All right. That's all I have for you today. Good luck, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.